So, what was your first ever binge watch, and how did that happen? Was it on accident? Did you go into the saying, "Okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch this whole thing now"? Like, what happened, and what was your first binge watch? I'll.
I'll
You want to go? Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I go first. Mine's short, sweet, and to the point. Mine was The Office, and it's ironically my favorite show of all time now. It was towards, I know for a fact it was during season 4 when I first found it,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, okay, because I knew about the original, the British one. I'd watched the British one and didn't think anything about it. And young, arrogant Will was like, I'm not going to watch an American ripoff of a British television show, fuck capitalism. So I got into it in season 4, and honestly, it was the Pam and Jim thing, because I was like, they're not supposed to be together. How did we get here? You know what I mean? Like, how did they make this happen? Because there's only 2 seasons in the British version, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's some weird shit that happened, like some specials and stuff, but there's really not a lot that they went off of. So I was like, all right, let's start from the beginning. And I watched from season 1 through season 4 and pretty much got caught up in like a week and a half or 2 weeks time, because it
Mm-hmm.
was that good for me. I just couldn't stop. And still to this day, I'll set again like those background TV shows just so you have some chatter in the background. So, and it'll be The Office or Big Bang Theory or something like that I've seen 1,000 times just playing. So The Office.
Okay. What about you,
Sweet.
Ed?
I'm gonna be really quick. I do want to offer 3 answers for 3 different eras, because the first one altogether would have been back when we had to buy DVD box sets for stuff, and my first
Okay.
DVD box set was Firefly, because I had never seen the series. I fell in love with Serenity, so I went back and got those 13 episodes and just binge watched that, and was just like, "Fuck, this is great." Turns out Joss Whedon's a piece of shit, so I hate him. Then the next answer would have been Avatar, but that was an error of my past era of pirating, or I got it for free. Somebody gave it to me. I won't say I pirated. Let me say that out loud. I didn't pirate, for anybody listening, please. But it was Avatar: The Last Airbender, because fucking love that show. One of the greatest cartoons ever. And then my streaming answer is the same as Will's. It was The Office. I finally just gave it a shot, and it was like, yo, this shit is actually kind of charming as fuck.
Yeah.
I was annoyed as hell early on, but it was Pam's art show when Michael supported her, and as a
That
visual
one
artist
moment
as
he's
well.
like, "I'm really proud of you," and then you're like, "Oh goddamn, man!"
Yeah, and I was like, yo, this asshole got heart.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, this is good. This is beautiful, and as a sometimes struggling artist still, it touched everything where you're struggling on your confidence, your comfort of putting yourself out there. You hear people faking interest, actually being interested, and then somebody just shows up genuine, wanting to just support you, just meant all the world. So I'm even getting emotional now.
Okay. Well, mine. I've talked about this before. I talked about the show before plenty of times, but not as in this context. My first binge watch was actually Lost.
That's a good one.
It was one of those things. I remember how I started. I was working at Pizza Hut at the time, and this guy I worked with, name was Anthony. He was talking about it one day and just how good the show was and all that. He was saying how he didn't like the ending and all that kind of stuff, and it turned out what he actually said about the ending wasn't actually true. He misinterpreted it. But I'm like, I'll check it out, because he said it was still worth it, even though the ending sucked. I do agree. I don't like the ending, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. But anyway, started it. I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and check this out. I'm like, I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes. And then I looked up and it was 3:00 in the morning. Like, it was just like, I'm like, oh fuck. And then it just became my whole life. It was like, I hate this damn show, and I can't stop watching it, because every end of the of an episode was just like, wait, what the fuck? I just had to stay with it and keep watching it, keep watching it, keep watching. I keep saying this all the time. The way they did that show, the way they structured it, like Lost saved television. I say this to people all the time, because shows that come out like these days and all that, and the structure they use and the way that Lost left you like on the edge of your seat at the end of every episode, you weren't really getting that back then. Like, Lost was the one that said, hey, on network television, on fucking ABC, this is what you're getting. And that changed everything. And I credit Lost with having things now like fucking Breaking Bad. Because if it wasn't for Lost, I don't think Breaking Bad would have happened.